Hello, I'm Kai Bro, and the title of my poster is The Art of the Uncomfortable. Hostile Architecture Keeps People Away. Now, this is mainly an informative poster about the idea of hostile architecture and exactly what it is. As the title implies, it keeps people away. But what does that mean? In order to figure that out, we first must explore the idea of homelessness. As predicted by the United Nations, there are about 100 million people homeless around the world on any given day. Now, clearly, this is a massive problem. Let's take a look at what those 100 million people are composed of. On a need to know basis, homelessness refers to people who do not have a consistent place to stay and call their home. There are three main types of homelessness. Transitional homelessness is where people are undergoing some sort of transition in their lives, such as graduating, and this represents the largest proportion of the homeless population. Episodic homelessness is when people go into and out of homelessness periodically, while chronic homelessness is when people have been homeless for a long time. There are many stereotypes that homeless people are lazy and deserve their fate, but most people that are homeless were just in bad situations, like being kicked out, facing drug addiction, and mental health problems, and more. That being said, some people have a general distrust in the homeless and want to keep them away from their buildings, which leads us to the idea of hostile architecture. On a need to know basis, hostile architecture involves building elements designed specifically to keep people away from an area. Those people usually being the homeless. These structures deny the ability for homeless people to exist in certain areas. Let's take a look at what that means. A prominent example of hostile architecture is unsleepable benches. As you saw in the center of the poster earlier, these benches have a handrail in the middle, which seems innocent enough, but completely prevents someone from lying down and sleeping on it, such as a homeless person would. Another example can be seen in the photo on the right. It's a nice quiet area with a bit of shelter from the overpass outlined in blue and a nice flat area outlined in green. Outlined in red is a set of bike racks, which increases pedestrian traffic. This forces the homeless people to relocate to a different area. As the name implies, hostile architecture is forcing people away from one area and into another area. So overall, many homeless people spend their nights on the streets, but hostile architecture, such as handrails on benches or spikes in the ground, can prevent this from happening and force them away from certain areas. Since this was an informative poster about what hostile architecture is, I didn't go into the consequences and implications of it. If you wish to learn about that and more about hostile architecture in general, as well as the resources I used, feel free to scan the code at the bottom. Thank you for taking your time out of your day to listen to my presentation, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask on the discussion board and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you again, and goodbye.